They're a great people, Kal-El. They wish to be entertained. They only lack the light to show the way. For this reason, above all, I have sent them the movie Musketeers.
In 1978, Superman the movie was released with the tagline, "You'll believe a man can fly." But now in 2006, the tagline for Superman Returns very well could be, "Can a $200 million film turn a profit?"
Well, I, for one, have as little doubt as I do shame. Director Bryan Singer has brought in his scene-stealing usual suspect Kevin Spacey. So now we have the guy who played Verbal Kent facing off against Clark Kent.
Here we are at the Regal Gateway to get moviegoers' first reactions to the film. Will Superman Returns leap box office records in a single bound, or plummet to Earth with a nasty case of kryptonite poisoning?
Hey, could you hand this to him for me?
Sure.
Oh, you almost got me that time.
Oh, you think you're so super. All right, so tell me, what did you think of Lex Luthor Returns? I'm sorry, Superman Returns.
It was incredible. It was awesome.
It really wasn't up to my expectations.
It was cool.
I was brought to tears.
Special effects were off the hook.
I'm not really that big a fan of Superman, but it was very good.
I'd say it's probably either the first best or the second best out of the whole series of the movies. The Richard Pryor one wasn't very good. So.
We're just going to pretend like that one didn't happen.
My mom and me both agreed that it was a little too long.
Definitely see it in theaters because it's just such a big super thing.
How did y'all like Brandon Routh as the new Superman?
I thought he did a great job.
I'm like a lifelong comic book reader. I mean, he was dead on.
I thought he was perfect.
He drew forth the spirit of Christopher Reeve. I think Chris would be very proud. It wasn't a total imitation, but it honored the original actor, the one that I grew up watching.
I was sitting next to two teenage girls, and they had that little look in their eyes. So obviously, he's going to be a teen heartthrob, I think.
So pretty.
I really don't have a problem with him. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, he's not a celebrity, but I thought he was fine.
I'm not a teenage girl, for the record.
I think he looked really, really good. He filled the suit really good.
For the record, not a teenage girl.
Did you think Superman was a little creepy, stalky?
Superman's just peeping Tom.
He's peeking on people.
If I had those powers, I'd do it. Yeah.
I like the honesty.
There was definitely some perving going on with him.
Super stalking is okay.
What do you think he uses to keep that spit curl in place all the time?
I don't use gel, so I can't tell you, but it's perfect every single time.
I think it's just the Kryptonian hairline.
Available this March.
Inquiring minds want to know, what does Superman wear under his suit? Would he have on Superman underoos or what?
It depends on wash day, probably. But Superman underoos are a little, just a little symbol there or something.
Red bikini briefs with a little Superman symbol
Something
on them.
tasteful.
Definitely.
But,
Yeah.
you don't want the lines, so you'd have to take that into account.
His suit is tight. It's probably commando.
How about Lex Luthor? He ruled, didn't he?
Nah, he sucked.
Oh.
I was actually afraid of what Luthor was capable of.
Much better than Gene Hackman. Perfect.
The intelligence he brought to it.
And Lex Luthor was fantastic. I love Kevin Spacey.
Hey, I'm sorry about the whole kryptonite shenanigans earlier.
Oh, I think that we can put aside our differences, right, Lex?
Wrong! Sucker.
He's peeking on people.